Good morning, my fellow lords, lordesses, and elegant folks alike, and perhaps more importantly, welcome to Minecraft Guide episode 69. Whew, I've been busy. I've been madly, wildly in love, and I've been busy. In between episodes, I've done a couple decorations here and there. You let me know if you notice them. And then a whole ton of storage, building, organization, and relocation. For like at least an hour in between episodes, I was strolling left, right, center, all over the world, collecting everything that I could find, or at least like a lot of different things that I could find to pack up into the storage building. Oh man, it feels so good to have a storage building. Why didn't anybody, not one of you, commented? Come on, man. Like, not one of you recommended to build a storage building for so long. Come on, this is on you. How could you do that? I think that's new. With the storage packed up and finished, in today's episode, we're going to venture off to a distant land to build a beautiful, slimy contraption. Sit back, tap like, and enjoy. Now, before we go too far off and get intertwined into some cool farms, I think it's about time we grow up. There comes a time in every person's life where they need to just, like, toughen up and, you know, make an ender chest already. Just do it. Storage building. One of the most wonderful, the fruitful parts about having storage building is I can run around easily now and like pick up all of the supplies that I need to make anything. I knew I was gonna love this thing. Bonzo, sweet tip, the baby girl, if you will. Your job is to hold it down, lock it down tight while I'm away from home. I'm going off and far away. You're gonna need to watch over the entire storage building. Not only will I run around busily and collect up every single supply that I'm gonna need for today's marvelous farm build, but even more importantly, while I'm off and away at a far distant land, you need to not let any single soul step 1 inch into the storage building. Oh, this is nice. This is so nice, being able to just run around back and forth and pile up every single thing that we're going to need for today's slime farm, which, by the way, is really not going to be too much in the grand scheme of things. This slime farm is a slime farm that theoretically, if you got all your stuff locked in nice and early, well, you could definitely build this thing nice and early. In fact, I think the hardest thing for me to find is actually going to be a pumpkin. I don't know if gosh, I should get around to farming one of those things, shouldn't I? Oh boy. You know what, Bonzo? That's right. I'm a risk taker. I'm a gambler. With all of these supplies inside of my box just about ready to go, I'm gonna almost look into the future and guarantee that hopefully while I'm off working at the build site, I'll be able to like wander off to the left, right, maybe center of the build and just locate all of the pumpkiny orangeness I could ever dream of. The base has come so far, we've done so much, but there's no more delaying. We jump into the portal, it gets wobbly and purpley, and then we're off. My dear friends living inside of the nether, not paying rent for so long. What are you doing with your life? No, listen, I joke, kid. I'm a nice friend, I'm a very nice friend, just passing through here. You see, for today's slime farm, just like every other slime farm in Minecraft, it all starts with a location. There's a very specific location that we're gonna need to get to. Which farm? Dead ahead. Aha, look, being 100% honest, I've been missing this area. I think about this zone because I love what we ended up doing with it when we supercharged, maxed out the witch farm over here with this immediate sky entry AFK platform. I mean, I've been in love with this thing. I've been dreaming and thinking about it. It's so good. Look at that beautiful baby. It's running already. Anyway, so here we are, over inside of our local swamp biome. It's been a hot minute. Inside of the swamp biome, we've got room on room for even more beautiful farms. Of course, in a different world, I could maybe, like, set up the slime farm right next to the witch farm, have both running at the same time, but instead, I think that's gonna actually hurt the rates of both farms. So, what I think we might be a little bit smarter to do is say, maybe go off into the swamp a little bit of a ways away, maybe like over there or something, and basically kind of do it all again. Slime. They're one of the most useful mobs in all of Minecraft because of that sweet drop that basically you can only get from these things. However, if you're looking to farm these things, it's a little bit trickier than most other mobs in Minecraft. That is, unless you know the mechanics of these things. Then it gets actually, like, really easy. When it comes to slime farming, we kind of have two categories of methods of doing things. Method number one, something called the slime chunk, a little advanced and actually greatly nothing we need to concern ourselves with today. Method number two, oh, I can hear it. Where are you? Where are you? You're nearby somewhere. Method number two is the swamp biome. Head over into the swamp biome. You'll find the flapping green lad himself. At nighttime, it's gonna have to be dark. Correction, not even have to be nighttime. It just has to be dark. If we could find a location inside of a swamp biome, maybe something like right near the surface, Y63 or so, and then like build a contraption to make it dark forever, we could essentially farm these buddy boys forever. A question of the day for all of you. This is a new segment I've been thinking about maybe cracking out, so you'll let me know what you think about it. Maybe we'll do it in the future. But anyways, today's question. What is your favorite farm to build in all of Minecraft? Do you like the simple zombie one? Do you like the iron farm? Or is it actually maybe this beautiful slime farm? Whatever it is, you call it down below. And hi, location. So we got that wonderful farm over there in the sky. You know, that thing is actually a huge help with trying to figure out how far I am away from that thing. You see, I want to space myself out a decent amount of ways away from that so I know it's like not running at all. But I also kind of don't want to really go like too far, you know? Bruh. Oh no, oh god, oh no, I just realized I forgot all of my scaffolding. Alright, for our build today, I'm gonna need about 20 or so blocks of unobstructed space fully inside of the swamp biome, and looking around, I feel like I'm far enough away from that farm that it shouldn't be a problem. I think maybe I could set it up right inside of this little lake right here, replace the water with solid blocks, and maybe dig up the clay along the way. Well look, I'm not sure for sure, but I'm pretty sure this should maybe exactly be the spot today. And change of plans. I could build this farm with a little bit of dirt over in the lake, but maybe one could say I perhaps didn't really bring any dirt. Maybe, I don't know. Or also, and maybe this is actually the real, genuine reason, I'm not going to build it inside of the lake because the lake is the perfectly already spawn blocked area. If I could find an area, say right next to the lake, then after I build the farm and I have to run around and light everything up, I don't really have to worry about the lake. So why would I get rid of the lake? No, that's crazy. Instead, it's time for our dear friend, Tree Chopples. Oh, sweet frog, enjoying your natural environment, hopping around so happily. You just love being out in the wide open. Get in the boat, get in the boat. Look, I can't afford to lose you. You need to get in the boat. You make a mockery of my efforts? No. Listen, friend, get in the boat and stay in the boat. And you too, I'm so sorry about this. Genuinely, I hate to do it, but get in the boat. Y51, Y69. Hey, wait a second. Did somebody say Y69? And wait, what episode is this? And what is the topic of the episode? Oh, nothing's a coincidence. As long as we're inside of a swamp biome, and as long as it's dark inside of that swamp biome, the slime will basically be able to spawn. However, that dark space inside of the swamp biome, it needs to be somewhere between Y51 and Y69. Any higher nor lower than this farm, it'll actually be kaput. But other than that, beautifully, as long as you're inside of the swamp biome, it does not matter at all. The chunks of the slime chunks, anything like that. I mean, look, for all that I know, this is a slime chunk, or maybe this is right here, but it doesn't matter at all. Just put yourself inside of the swamp biome in between those Y coordinates, and you're golden. Now, first things first, before we can make too much progress on our farm, I'm gonna want to go ahead and flatten out an area. I figured I would build this farm on Y63 because I mean, I don't know, I started building on Y63 and it's nice. It feels like a good number. Center. Approximately dead center. This giant flat area is boom, right there, right? Like, I mean, if I can get it approximately centered, definitely avoid the forest biome, very crucial. I think that's far enough away. Pick a spot, any spot will do. That'll be your center of the farm. And from this center spot, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks out like that. 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks out like that. Do it again, 4 blocks that way, and then finally do it again, 4 blocks that way. After that, we're gonna go ahead and remove all of these blocks. This center area right here is going to be the whole brains of this operation. If this was the human body, this would be the brains of the operation. In what is now the pouring rain, turning into a thunderstorm, almost as if it's a sign that I shouldn't be an environmental, ecological monster disturbing the natural mobs of this environment for my own near profit, I need to take a nap. In dead center, this is 1. This block is going to be 2. That's going to be 3. And then finally, that one down there, that's 4. After digging out all of this area right here, we now need to dig down. The entire time you're doing this, leave this floating slab marking the middle. That floating slab is actually going to become a permanent part of the farm as well. No matter what slab you put there, it doesn't really matter as long as it's not something that's going to burn. Inside of this farm, we're going to need some fences and fence gates, but these gates and fences cannot be any type of gates and fences. Unfortunately, to build this farm, you're going to need to set foot into the nether and get your hands on some of those nethery fence gates. Whether it's crimson or warped, it doesn't matter, but non-burnable blocks. That's what you need to use for this farm. Now look, me, the lad who cares deeply and immensely about removing the cursed and cursedness from my world, but also the beautiful aesthetics of the world, I need to run around real quick because I'm gonna kind of be able to see into this farm and collect up things that I could help maybe like beautify this little pit that I just dug for myself right here. Being something of a resourceful, creative worker with a vision, what I figured is, what if I maybe took all of this out, that one too, and swapped it out, replaced it for a little bit of cobblestone, and then used the natural things from the environment, mossy cobblestone as well. Oh, that'll be, well, gosh, this is going to be the world's most beautiful slime farm in the world. Look at that thing. Ah, that's so good looking. And I didn't even, I'm just getting started. Ooh, and the ideas, they keep flowing. What if I take the Silk Touch pickaxe, Silk Touch the entire floor, and then inside of the inventory, spin it in a circle, turn it all into stone bricks, and recover the floor with stone bricks? Oh, that's so fancy. Yeah, that's definitely in. That's so elegant and fancy. A tiny bit of grinding later, and we end up with a beautiful looking pit that looks something like this. We got that mossy cobblestone swamp vibe on the wall, and then the stone brick professional vibe on the floor. I like it. Of course, you don't have to beautify it, but if you don't beautify it, then it's not beautiful, and you'll always know that. You'll probably sit awake at night like going crazy and, you know, all those types of things. Down here, lined up perfectly with the center, dead center at the bottom, we'll dig a couple blocks down, place a chest, a hopper going into it, and then a campfire right there. Then these beautiful stone bricks that I so delicately placed around here, we're going to dig them out in a ring. We're going to need 8 magma blocks. We fill the magma blocks in like this to help remove any of the slime that are going to be foolishly... I'm thinking about the ethics. I'm sorry. I'm being genuine, like 100% real, not even acting or nothing, but I feel a little bit bad about setting up the slime farm contraption today, and even worse about showing you how to build the slime farm because the slime is so innocent. Like, I mean, like, look at the thing. It's just a small green thing. It doesn't even have a brain. It's just like jumping around and it's just like living. What kind of monster am I? What have I done? Alright, so real quick, let's figure this out. In the middle, we have the campfire with the chest down below it. I want to line myself up perfectly with that chest because that's going to be our pickup chest. Probably in the long run, if you're going to use this farm in AFK, you're going to want to change that chest to a double chest. It'll make it like, you know, obviously have so much more room. Anyways, down here below the farm, what I'm going to want to do is set up some kind of way that I can get over to this chest from outside the farm. To get over to the chest from outside the farm, we're going to have to cut below this farm. That's going to mean if I dig a hallway out this way, like probably 20 or so blocks, and then cut up to the surface, I should be more than golden. If I cut out here and then go straight up, is there any water yet? Ah, there's a furnace. Nice. Using some of the sticks that I got from deforesting this entire swamp for my capitalist operation today, I'll go ahead and create some ladders and then place the ladders going straight down into this thing. This hallway down here, it's also going to get dark. It definitely can't forget to light it up. And for now, something like that'll be good. I'll come back in and detail it later for sure. Back up top to just about finish this area up so nothing falls down below, we'll put this block back and then we'll take a lava bucket and put it in the middle of all of these fence gates that I put right here. These are the nether fence gates that I was talking about earlier. If you put normal fence gates, unfortunately, they will burn. And when it comes to signs, usually an alternative. Unfortunately, not really this time. So now down here, we've got an area with a ring of magma blocks at the center that'll cook up slime when they're like, you know, standing on this. And then the big slime, we've got a lava blade right there to burn them. In the middle, we have a campfire that is also going to remove slime. And because it's smaller than a normal full solid block, we've got a hopper below that'll pick everything up. It's kind of ingenious. Next up, it's time for water down here in the bottom part of this chamber, and the water is actually going to be just about the final part. I'm using some of this beautifully toned, clear green, whatever you want to call it, swamp water. We're going to put a bucket of this stuff in every single corner. Once we pull all of that off, and if this staircase wasn't sitting right here, the water would perfectly flow to the center. Alright, and then next up, very carefully, we're going to move back over to the center, place a temporary block, jump on top of that block, place a fence right there, a fence right over here on this side, a fence over on this side, and finally, one final fence right there. That little contraption that we just built, we're not going to start it quite yet, but that's going to be the iron golem cage. It's so easy to build too. All I'm going to need is a pumpkin, but hey, I'll find it later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then on the 9th one is where the wall is gonna go. I'm so nervous about this. I really hope I better not walk away from this farm, but walk back over and find it burnt down. If it happens, I'm gonna cry on camera for the first time. Alright, so last but not least, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 is gonna line up perfectly right here. From this point on in the build, it's easy. It's building time. Any water that's left inside of this thing, we're going to want to go ahead and get rid of all of it. The water's going to stop the spawns. I like to also run around inside of this thing and get rid of any of the other plants, too. The plants aren't really... Like, I mean, I don't think they'll hurt the thing, but in case they would, we don't even give them the chance. Now, my walls at this point, how I'm going to start it off is go 8 blocks out. On that 9th one, place the block, and then build from one corner all the way over to the other corner. We end up with something that looks like that. Then I'll go ahead and go all the way around the rest of the entire farm and do the exact same thing. Oh, and just because I'm like that, you totally don't have to. The blocks inside of the farm actually don't matter at all. It could be dirt, it could be grass, it could be like literally stone. It actually doesn't matter at all. But because I'm like that, I'm going to go ahead and make it all grass. I think that'll be beautiful. Oh, but very importantly, no matter what you do, the land inside of this area, it all needs to be fully flat everywhere for this farm to work. Now, once you connect your walls all the way, it's time to build the walls up. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need these walls all the way around this farm to be 5 blocks tall. Everywhere. And so, lads, laddies, my friends, at this point in the build, when I'm going to move a lot of the build along, I like to have a little talk. So, lately, you know how YouTube is. Sometimes, it'll get like a random video in your recommendation. You kind of like fall down that rabbit hole of videos, or at least like, that's how it goes for me. I see something, I start watching it, and then I'm like, oh shoot, this is fire. Like, let me watch more of it. My most recent rabbit hole, aside from like Wendigo stories, that's kind of a constant though. My most recent rabbit hole is, and please don't judge me, but my most recent rabbit hole is Skyrim videos. Recently, I found out that the Skyrim community apparently is still alive and properly thriving over here on YouTube.com. And oh man, this is so interesting. I watch like these random Skyrim videos where they're like, oh, locations you missed, decisions maybe you like regretted. And I mean, I've played Skyrim before. It's been a long time. I don't know if I ever properly finished it. I kind of get distracted with these like long games and then like end up quitting the game. And then when I quit, I can't come back and blah, blah, blah. It's the whole thing. But oh no, am I actually about to start a new playthrough of Skyrim on the game's what, like 10th or 12th anniversary? Like, somebody please help and stop. I don't have the time to dedicate my life to playing Skyrim again. But I think I might have to do it. Should I do it? Look, I guess I'm looking for confirmation or denial or really a sign of anything. What do I do? Should I do it? Skyrim. These videos are so interesting. Pumpkin a bumpkin. That may not be the smartest tool in the shed, but I sure am a memory. I remember looking around over here. I remember looking around over here and finding myself a couple pumpkins. I think I was in like a similar predicament to before the final natural pumpkin. I was in a similar predicament before when I needed iron golems for this beautiful looking zone. Alright, so the slime farm, you want to see him? 3, 2, 1, voila, this beautiful masterpiece, look at it, it's a beautiful box, and okay, I'm just kidding, the farm is actually looking quite fancy if I say so myself. I wanted to spend a little bit of time and like put some extra attention to detail into this farm in case you're ever like walking around to this thing in the world download, maybe like looking at it, channel members, world download, or like just in general, if I'm walking around sailing over here and like, I wanted to make it look nice and cool. Down here, down below, now look, please don't judge it too harsh, but I wanted to make a crypt, basically. So the creepy slime crypt down here, you climb down a ladder, and then all of a sudden, you're in like a cobblestone room, supported, the land is, by like spruce wood. Then I have like pollution down here, a little bit of planks floating in the water, and some like lily pads too. And then finally, you walk all the way up to it, double chest. Boom, it's grand, it's fancy. Since this is so far from home, I think what my long-term goal will be is like empty this box out and store most of the stuff back over in the storage room. But yeah, double chest with the lantern down there, make it nice and safe. I don't think mobs are gonna spawn down here, right? Like, they can't spawn on a lily pad. They can't on the trapdoor, right? If anybody is more knowledgeable with trapdoors and lily pads than me, please call it down below. But meanwhile, over here on the inside of the farm, we've got just about nothing. There is no point in detailing the inside of the farm because we want to maximize spawning space. Now, slime, our sweet little friend, it has some specific spawning requirements. Other than that whole, like, in the correct Y range inside of the swamp biome, you're also gonna need the right light level. And the light level for the slime is actually gonna be a little bit different than the other hostile mobs that can pop up in the swamp. All of that's gonna amount to things being insanely easy for me as long as I have candles, which check, I've got them. 1, 2, 3. On the third block in, we're gonna place 3 candles diagonally. Then we're gonna flip over to the other corner, 1, 2, 3. On that third block, again, 3 candles diagonally. Now, when you're done with all of this candle stuff, you're gonna end up needing exactly 28. So we kick things off with 3 candles positioned perfectly, 3 in. Then we're gonna go back over and find the center on the outer wall. So center on the outer wall, that's right there. We're gonna put 2 right there. Then we're gonna swing around to all of the other sides and do the exact same thing. Finally, the final spot is going to be right there. Hope I can still, oh yes, I can still get in and out. That's cool, as long as I crouch. Last but not least, I'm left with 8 remaining candles. Our final candles, easily enough, are going to go in the corner. In every single corner, we're going to put a bunch of 2 candles. Alright, after that, it's time for our old tool, the old friend, the flint and steel. With this specific candle placement all over the inside of our farm, we'll make sure that the light never reaches all the way down to 0. As long as we can keep the light above a light level 0 everywhere inside of this farm, no other mobs like creepers, zombies, skeletons, and other things, they're not going to spawn inside of the box, so they won't clog up the farm. So they won't clog up the farm. It's just about time. I need to move over here and carefully get rid of that. Goodbye, old friend. I will miss you, and old friends, I'll miss you too. I'll meet you in the box below. Iron Golem, Iron Golem. We're going to move over to the middle, make sure we don't have any blocks below the fences, and tower up a little bit. It's time for our dear friend, the Iron Golem. If we build this boy right here, I think those things aren't going to be in the way. We put a pumpkin up top, we shear it, and... aha, they are in the way. Back inside of the farm, take number 2, I can't be stopped. We raise the iron golem up above the fences so the golem isn't disturbed by anything, a very particular being. We place the pumpkin, and just like that, our brand new friend, Timothy Chalamet will live inside of this lime farm forever. You will stand here and attract all of this lime. You're the problem in this farm. It's not me. I'm ethical. I'm doing nothing but existing. And meanwhile, this fool double-checking everything, making sure it's good. Yeah, that fool right there is going to cause all of the problem for the slime. Water currents look perfect. Lava blade is good. Iron golem stands on the half slab, sitting right there in the center. Nice and safe. Every candle looks like it's lit. It's time to finish this baby up. Alright, so this is the true test of my supplies and preparation. I don't know exactly. I didn't want to do the math. I'm sorry. We're going to go up to the top of this farm. This wall is 5 blocks tall. And we're going to place a temporary block right there and then place another one right there. On the 6th block, we're going to place a ceiling out of blocks that do not let any light through. So maybe something like tinted glass, not black stained glass, tinted glass. That'll be perfect. Alternatively, if you want to go and make things a little bit like more cheap and cost effective, just do like cobblestone or something, and it doesn't matter. I knew this would happen, though. I'm not even halfway covered over this farm, and I'm over halfway done through all of the tinted glass that I brought with me today. Oh no. Well, oh boy, think fast, think quick, think fast, think quick, time warp. Oh, the way back over at Home Sweet Home, this kind of, to be honest, it worked out. I mean, maybe, look, you know, to be honest, maybe I planned this whole bit the entire time. You see, intentionally, very, very intentionally, I intentionally forgot all of my scaffolding over here because I knew I was going to have to come back. It's no big deal. I grabbed the tinted glass, I grabbed a little bit more glass, and I grabbed some sand. Then, after that, on the way over to the other side of my big survival base, I take a quick stop at the bamboo farm and grab some extra bamboo. Once I've made it all the way to the other side of the base, first things first is over to the spider farm for us. Because deep down inside of the spider farm, I have all of the string that I would ever dream of needing in the world. And a crafting table too. After that, back up on the surface at sunset, quite romantic. I need to really build a building for this other farm right down here. But just over to the amethyst farm. Inside of the amethyst farm, oh, he's fully grown. I gotta harvest that, buddy. But inside of the amethyst farm, to save time today, I grabbed some amethyst right from this farm. Maybe we'll take like all of that, just in case. Now it's time for a quick nap. And just like that, in no time, we're back over to the swamp with all of the supplies that we need to finish up today's build. So in order to finish up our farm for today, all I need to do is basically cover up the top of this thing and then go to my AFK location. To find the AFK spot and center it perfectly, I recommend, while doing this step, mark the center spot with something. Could be a piece of scaffolding, could be a building block, whatever. Oh no, oh no, I accidentally grew the most beautiful tree in the world next to the farm. I can't cut it down, I can't. But speaking of next to the farm, there is some other preparation that you might want to consider doing while you're down here on the land before you go up in AFK. Depending on how you plan on AFKing around your farm, meaning like, are you going to AFK completely, like overnight and everything? Because if your plan is total AFK through the night and everything like that, which you could totally do, but if you're gonna do that, I recommend running around on the land over here and either A, removing all of the land, so you don't have to like light it up or anything like that, or B, light it up. When we AFK, kind of like we do with the witch farm, we're going to AFK very high above this farm, so you don't have to go too far out. I would say like maybe 3 or so chunks out in every direction. Either get rid of the land, light it up, and a huge thing that I like to do is chop down all of the trees too. If you decide to leave the trees, it basically creates these areas where if you accidentally have a dark area or whatever, mobs will stand underneath it and just basically not go away forever, which is very, very annoying. If you don't plan on AFKing above your farm at nighttime, like you're gonna always sleep, that's fine, that's valid, but I do recommend at least lighting up around your farm a tiny bit. That's why I put the lanterns on the side of the build, because that'll give me like a nice safe barrier around the farm. And so here we are, the very final pieces of tinted glass coming in above this farm. As soon as I finish placing all of these blocks right here, it's gonna be dark inside of the farm. Before I go up in AFK, I'll have to close that door, and if I have any other spawnable blocks on top of the farm, I'll have to light them up. The lanterns on the side, they kind of do like a 2-in-1. Checking out the light levels over here, I look like I'm pretty much perfect all the way around this thing. Finally, the AFK platform. To build our AFK platform, we're gonna find the center of this farm right here and then build up about 80 or so blocks. Oh, but before we go up top, you, dear friend, you look so well lit up, almost romantic, but goodbye, dear friend, and good luck. 80 blocks up in the air. Look, I know I have feather falling or whatever. I just don't like it. I don't like standing around 80 blocks in the air. I need to somehow build a platform up here. I figure we build off of the scaffolding, you know, something like this, then I can crouch around on a normal, real block, and immediately I start feeling so much better. Now, down below us, we do start to see the farm working. Slime are going to start spawning pretty much immediately as soon as you get up to your AFK spot, because for some reason they instinctually hate the iron golem. They'll lock on pretty much right away and start flapping and jumping all the way over to the iron golem, just like that. If we stand at our AFK spot and notice that nothing is spawning, then I might need to readjust the AFK platform. However, I think I'm pretty much good. The farm looks like it's running pretty well already. I guarantee that's like a couple solid slime balls in my pocket. That's so good. So I'm all the way up here at 169. I'll be able to come over here, stand around, and slime will just continuously spawn anytime I'm inside of this farm. Look, one of my favorite feelings after building a mob farm is that feeling like when you go up to the AFK spot, or like you take a look at the farm and you just like realize that the farm is working exactly how you planned, and slime are now... well, look, I said I'm declaring now I'm done with the ethics, okay? Let's go ahead and get some cool things in, beginning with a crafting table. I like to have a crafting table up here, and then after that, maybe like a proper border, a barrier, so I don't like accidentally step off of this platform. I'll go ahead and double up these slabs too, so they're like spawn proof. Nothing can spawn on top of them, and because I have glass all over the place, nothing will be able to spawn up here. With that all being said though, lanterns are gorgeous looking, aren't they? So back down here, I've got a little bit of a furnace situation. I'll go ahead and move that. I've got a whole situation with this box. We'll put some of the dirt inside of the E-chest and then pick that buddy up. It's coming with me. Now down below this farm, I haven't AFK'd for very long. Just built a small platform, but let's take a look at the moment of truth and... ha! The moment of truth. I already have over a stack of slime balls and even more. Oh, the why. I never told you why I'm building this farm, did I? I'm building this farm for all the future farms. You see, in the short term, I don't necessarily have any hopes and dreams of a farm that necessarily needs any slime balls or sticky pistons, but I know at some point I'm definitely going to want to build stuff and use those things. And now, thanks to this wonderful farm right here, anytime in the future I need slime blocks, sticky pistons, or any of it, it's not going to be a problem at all. Now, in between episodes, I'm going to do a little bit of working. By working, I mean AFK. I'm going to AFK around on this platform for as long as I possibly can. At the next episode, right at the beginning, we'll come back and I'll show you what I ended up getting from AFK. This platform, I can't lie, I'm a little nervous. I feel like I probably could have put it up a little bit higher to get even better rates than I'm getting, but no matter what, single player world is not bad. Now, when it comes to getting over to this thing, very soon, we're going to need to get into Elytra. You see, I think it would be kind of annoying to have, like, a nether portal over here, link it up in the nether, and then have to, like, you know, do the whole double up thing. So instead of building two portals over here and having them, like, oddly close, kind of awkward, I'll just use that portal as the main one. I'll go through that portal, then I'll use the Elytra to fly right over here and nice and quick, get straight to AFK. Anyways, Minecraft Guide, episode number 69. I hope you enjoyed it. Tap like and subscribe for more. If you love the series and you can't get enough of it, great news. My patrons get early access to every episode, and channel members get world downloads. Tap join, or check out the Patreon link down below for a little bit more. This has been the Minecraft Guide with yours truly, the easy, efficient slime farm of your dreams. That's just about how it's done. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.